Hello and welcome, people of the internet. My name is Jake Dragon7 and welcome to today's episode of Amiibo training. So last time we started off training our Duck Hunt Amiibo, Best Doggo, and he sucks. Level 21. Yeah, what do you expect? But this time, yeah, we're just gonna continue training him and see if he can suck just a little bit less. So yeah, we're gonna start here. Alright, so I suppose the first stage you can head to. Let's go just to Mega 75M. It's simple enough. Alright, so I just want to talk a little bit about Duck Hunt and my kind of experiences with him a little bit at the beginning of this video, because it's actually kind of a little story I want to tell about a recent tournament experience I had with this character. So as you guys probably know by this point, I do usually go to tournaments. I usually go to weekly tournaments at a venue that's fairly close to my house. If you've ever seen a stream from Bro's Calamity, that is the venue I go to. I've been going there for about a month. I've been to 3 tournaments so far. And yeah, it's a pretty nice venue. There's a lot of good players there, but also like a lot of moderate level players. So kind of like, obviously there's a lot of players that outmatch me quite a bit, but there's also a lot of players that are like right around my skill level, or like right above my skill level. So it's always kind of nice to be able to have some players that are kind of, beginners themselves. So anyway, so at a recent weekly I was at for singles, the first person I had to fight was a player named Blazikus. He's one of the best players in our region as far as I can tell. I mean, he plays Diddy Kong, and I kind of knew, like, when I saw him, I was just like kind of joking with everyone, like, so I have to play Blazikus, and everyone just kind of was like, oh, that sucks, because again, he's one of the best players, and I am obviously not. So so I kind of, when I've been fighting, he's a Diddy Kong player, in case I didn't already say that. I'm pretty sure I did, but may as well mention that again, just to be safe. So for the first match, I went not Duck Hunt. For the first match, I went Ness. He 2'd me, just letting you know that now. But for the first match, I went Ness, because I kind of felt that would be my safest choice. I just figured, if considering he's high tier and he's probably my best character, it would just be safest to go fight a Diddy with a Nest. Just seems kind of logical to me. And I probably could have just tried to spike him, but whatever. But anyway, yeah, so he beat me. I did take a stock off of him, which made me feel pretty good, because I didn't even think, I thought I was gonna have trouble taking a stock off of him, but yeah, did alright. But then the second match, I kind of decided, like, you know what, I'm just gonna lose this anyway, so I might as well go with the most weird, just wacky counter pick I can. And I decided to pick Duck Hunt. That was my first time using this character in an actual, like, bracket match, so it's definitely a bit weird, but yeah, I just went for it, and I almost actually managed to beat him. I took the first stock of the match, and then yeah, I did actually keep a lead for a couple minutes, like a little while, not really a couple minutes, but I did kind of have like a slight lead. So yeah, like I almost took the second match because he didn't know the Duck Hunt matchup. So, and he was kind of telling me after the match, like, you should actually get better with Duck Hunt because no one knows the matchup. It could be like a trump card kind of. And I was kind of thinking, like, yeah, maybe we'll do that. So I know it probably won't look like it here, but I do plan to start trying to practice Duck Hunt a bit more, so I have an even more wacky counter pick. And the problem with Duck Hunt is, like, assuming you would roll into it for glory style, but nah. But I was thinking about Duck Hunt because, like, he's not really a great character. There are a lot of weaknesses to this character, but as I mentioned last time, there are quite a few weaknesses. As you can see, his recovery is terrible. But yeah. But that doesn't change the fact that, like, people literally just forget this character exists. Like, at the beginning of the tournament, this is another really funny thing to happen with this character. At the beginning of the tournament, basically, if you get there early, you can just play friendlies with people. So that's usually what I try to do. I try to get there early, play friendly, see if I can find a dubs partner, just stuff like that. Yeah, because I, like, don't know anyone personally that plays the game outside of, like, one guy I met at the venue that I don't really talk too much, but we subscribe to each other on YouTube, so I guess that means something. But anyway, yeah. So I usually just get there early, play some friendlies, find someone to play doubles with, and yeah, that's usually what I do. So I was playing friendlies with this guy. I don't remember what his tag was at all. I don't even think we mentioned it to each other. But he played Mewtwo and Fox. And at one point, I decided to like try a duck hunt. I practiced with him. I was kind of thinking maybe I'll try him out for this tournament. So which obviously I ended up doing at one point. And I selected duck hunt, and he like paused for a second. I was like, I forgot that character existed. So people like literally just forget this character exists. No less understand the matchup in the slightest. And I remember like I was fighting him, and when I was like controlling the cannon stuff, he was super confused because he didn't realize like that's how this character plays. So obviously Blaziken, he like I think he like understood the basics of the character, but he clearly like didn't understand the matchup like as well as he would have with a character like Ness, especially because Ness is one of those characters in my region that's really common. There's a lot of Ness players in my. Well, I think there's only like 2 or 3 consistent Ness players, but it's still like a decent amount. Yeah, there's a lot like Mario's and Donkey Kong's, like how characters like that, and Cloud's very common at my the venue I go to. So but yeah, so what is it? So yeah, like I almost did manage to get a game off of a top player with Duck Hunt, and I was even talking to someone like it's really true because no one knows this matchup at all. And I was talking to another kid after I fought Blaziken, and I was like, how do you like play the duck hunt match? And he was like, get in, and it's like, yeah, that's pretty much what you have to do, but then how do you get in? And you're just kind of like, eh. So yeah, I mean, it's not that difficult really. It's just basically screw with the setups and get in and combo him. But I guess it's probably a little bit more, usually a bit more complicated than that. But like unless it's like a Cloud player or specifically a Mario player, a Sonic player, a Rosa player, I probably would never use Duck Hunt against a Cloud either. But it really depends. I mean, Duck Hunt could be a really interesting counter pick that no one would see coming. I don't know. I think it might just be an interesting strategy I should try to start working on. Anyway, yeah. So this is. Let's see. I'm trying to remember if there's anything else funny that happened at the tournament. This is a really terrible set. So I only won 1 set in singles. And that was losers round 1. So I was fighting this Sonic player, and the first match I went Ness, and I was able to beat him. It was pretty close, if I remember. Yeah, if I remember correctly, it was pretty close. And that was not English. I was trying to say if I remember correctly, and it just came out totally stumbled. So I'm sorry about that. I know I do that a lot. I'm trying to work on that. Anyway, then back to the story. So Sync, I beat him the first round with my Ness, and then the second round, so basically, obviously, I got the ban. So Duck Hunt is a legal stage at my venue, and it's a counter pick stage, obviously. So yeah, and I did not realize you're supposed to ban Duck Hunt against Sonic players, which is funny because I was even thinking like, okay, what makes sense to ban against Sonic players? And I just completely forgot, ironically, Duck Hunt was a stage. And I was thinking like, okay, well, I'm thinking Sonic can probably do the best on like a flat stage with a lot of ground. So I decided to ban FD. So he took me to Duck Hunt. I decided to go Shulk because I remember talking to someone before the match, and they were saying that Sync will most likely go Cloud round 1, and then if he loses with Cloud, he'll probably go to Sonic. So it's kind of like that's kind of the strategy I put in place. So I decided I'll use Ness to beat Cloud, and then I'll just use Shulk if he goes Sonic. So so yeah, obviously he went. He just stayed Sonic the entire match, or the entire set. But I still did manage to fight. Yeah, the fight is Sonic with Jesus Christ. I did fight a Sonic with Shulk. I switched to Shulk after the second round, and he took us to Duck Hunt, and it was the worst. It was like one of the worst matches I've ever played. He camped me out so hard, which I don't blame him. Like, I get it. You don't want to go 2-0 in a tournament. I totally do get it. But it was like, and he admitted it. He knew it, and he was like, the guy himself, he was a pretty cool guy. But like as a player, that was a really lame match. But yeah. So basically, just kept me out the entire time. Like whenever I'd switch to Shield or Smash, he'd like just run away, and he did ultimately time me out. It was not fun. And at one point, I did try using Speed Art, but I still couldn't catch up to him. And he was just, because Sonic can like basically just start up a spin dash and just go and shield, and that's basically what he did the entire time, unsurprisingly. But yeah. So then the third match, I was kind of like, okay, well obviously, at this point, I need to go a stage with no ground. So I was kind of torn between Lilat and Smashville, because if I'm not mistaken, he banned He banned either Dreamland or Town and City. I don't think he would ban Town and City. I'm pretty sure it would have been Dreamland. And he's taking a lot more stocks off me in this episode. But yeah. So I was kind of like torn between Smashville and Lylat, and with a little bit of help from a player, the guy I was mentioning earlier, we're subscribed to each other, Bill Nye. It was like, just go Smashville, trust me, go Smashville. And I'm like, all right. So we went Smashville, and I was still Shulk. And so at first it was like kind of close. Cause I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was like we were kind of close. So he was at about 120%, and I was at like 50%. And so it came down, it was kind of like getting a little bit rough. I was getting like really nervous because I didn't know if he was going to be able to make a comeback or something stupid was going to happen. So we were both at the ledge on the right side of Smashville, right? And basically he was on stage at that point, and I was trying to recover. So I used my up B, and at this point I had the smash art on because I wanted to end the match as quickly as possible. So I had smash on, and basically I hit him with, when I was coming up from air slash, he was going to try to get me or something along those lines, I guess. But he didn't really go off stage, he just kind of stayed on stage. And I hit him with the second hit of air slash. And because I had smash on from the other side of the stage, even from the other side of the stage, it killed him. It was like, it was so funny. We were, like, the entire venue was just like, well, not really the entire venue, but the two of us at least were just like freaking out. Because like, neither of us expected that to kill. Like, he went pretty far, and I was like, okay, well, he's going to have to get back on stage, but I doubt I'm going to be able to make it to him fast enough. So maybe I can try to hit him with another hit, and then that'll be it. No, that air slash hit actually, like, took the match for me. It was like, oh, it's so hype. And he was, like, freaking out, but both of us agreed, like, he deserved it after the Duck Hunt match. I was like, you deserve it. He was like, yeah, I was about to say that. I kind of deserved that, so. It was fun, though. I mean, like I said, the guy himself was pretty cool, and he was telling me afterwards I might want to start using Beto, because that might help my Shulk out a little bit, which I've kind of considered it. The one thing I'm iffy about is that I like using the control stick for fairs, the second control stick. Not even just for fairs, just for aerials in general. And I don't really want to switch out the special, because I feel like I get so much more ability just being able to have a control stick that controls that input, and not having a control specials, but I might have to try it out and see if those positives really outweigh this one negative. It's just that this is like a really big part of how I play now. Alright, so we're kind of far. I know I kind of had a lot of stuff that's gonna be cut out at the beginning, but alright though. I'm trying to think, is there anything else I really want to say about that tournament? Because that was a really fun set. But well, outside of the Duck Hunt match, speaking of Duck Hunt as the stage, let's head here now. But yeah, outside of that match, that was a pretty fun set. And like I said, the guy himself was really cool. He just kind of chatted for a bit. And I was even telling him too, like, and I mean, like, I didn't even use my last meet. Like, I didn't even use Duck Hunt. He was like, yeah, no, don't use Duck Hunt against Sonic. Like, we both kind of knew, like, that was a really bad matchup. So, yeah, though. So I did manage to win a set, which is usually where I go in singles. I usually manage to take a set, and then that's kind of it. And I just get knocked out at other matches. So I've been in 3 tournaments so far. The first time first and third tournaments, I took losers round 1 in singles. But in my second tournament, I actually took winners round 1, so that's pretty fun. Although honestly, I really shouldn't have won the match that I won. It was a really jank way to win. I feel like I may have told this story before, but I'll tell it again here. I'll just try to make it brief. Basically, I was fighting a guy named Mini Boss. He made Luigi. And we were on, it was game 3. I was going Shulk. So I usually like to just counter pick him. So I kind of figured, why not go Shulk? And I was trying to edge guard me with down tilt now. It's pretty smart. He's definitely learning. Anyway, back to the Mini Boss story. Basically, it was game 3. We were on Lylat, and it came down to basically a last hit situation. We were both in the hundreds in terms of percent. And it was basically like next couple of hits wins. So it was kind of like really nerve-wracking for both of us. So yeah, it came down to the last hit situation. I had Shield Art on, and we were on the left side of Lylat. And I had used a counter because I was starting to get I was like, okay, I need to finish this now. I need to counter this guy. So I used counter. I used vision, and he read that. He basically read that, or like he saw it, and he tried to basically like, oh wait, what? Where's my can at? That was weird. I tried going for a can there, but like, it wasn't coming out. I don't know. Anyway, though. Yeah, so basically, he kind of read that, or like, he read the vision, or he kind of like noticed that I used it, and he was like trying to stall it out, basically. So he charged a down smash. And at that point, I kind of realized what he was doing. He was waiting it out. And I was like, okay, well, he just read that. I'm about to get hit, and there's no way I'm making it back from a charged Luigi down smash at this high of a percent, this close to the edge. Like, I'm done here. Hit me with the down smash, and suddenly there's like a blue background, and I realized that vision actually went off on Shulk, for Shulk. That sounds really weird when I put it that way, but you know what I mean. The vision actually like activated, because Shulk's counter lasts way too long. Even I, as a Shulk main who just kind of like using that move, I'll admit that it lasts a little bit too long. And he got hit by it, and he was super salty. Not that I blame him, like not that I blame him in the slightest. He was like, no, he was like really pissed. But and again, I don't blame him. I was really shocked, but I was like kind of like happy shocked, because obviously I just took a set that I didn't think I could take. And yeah, that was pretty hype for me anyway. It was, like I said, it really shouldn't have happened, but I was happy about it. And then for Winners Round 2, if you're curious how the rest of that set went, Winners Round 2, I fought Blazing Pasta, another one of the best players in our region. He plays Ness and Peach, so he just used Peach in our set. I couldn't even take a stock off, and that's why I was mentioning earlier, like with Blaziken, I was happy to just take a stock, because I kind of figured Pasta is probably better than him, but still, he's one of the, like, Blaziken is one of the best players in our region, and he knocked me out of, me and my partner out of doubles that tournament. So I was kind of like, oh, well, I already lost this guy once, so it's like, now he gets round 2 against me. And he gave me way more trouble than the other guy that was on his team for doubles too. Like, his Diddy Kong was staying on me way more. He was paired with a corn player. I think his name was Delibird. And, yeah, the Diddy Kong stayed on me way more during our doubles set, so I was kind of, like, nervous. But, yeah, I couldn't take a stock off of Pasta, and then, in losers, I fought a player named Expandong, which I could have won. Both games we had, I was, like, really close to beating him. But both sets, I got, like, controller janked at some point. That happens to me at least once per tournament there when I play Ness. What happens is, like, for a couple frames, when I'm trying to recover, my controller will stop working. And, I'll just, like, my PK Thunder will just trail off. And I won't be able to recover, because it's, like, completely on the other side of where I'm trying to control that, like, where I'm trying to control it, basically. And it's, like, can't recover at that point. It just sucks. It's really obnoxious. Remember, that happened at one point in my set with Sync. And he was like, oh, man. I was like, wait, what? He was, like, really confused, because he didn't realize that could happen. And I'm like, yeah, this happens to me, like, a lot at this venue. The truth is that that's something that only happens to me at that venue. Like, it's never happened to me. Like, that specific controller issue has never happened to me here at my home. Or my house. I don't know why I call it my home there, but whatever. Yeah, but that's never happened at home. That only happened at that venue, which I just think is really weird. But, anyway, yeah. That happens twice. I think only one time it was a recovery issue. The other time it was something else that was, like, really stupid. But, yeah, it was, like, kind of really felt like I take him. He played, Sheik during... I think he mentioned me before the set. He played a lot of different characters. Like, he played, like, a lot of high tiers. I could be wrong about that, though, but he used to use Sheik in our set, and I stuck with Ness. I didn't go for the Shulk counter pick. So yeah, it was kind of like a bit iffy, but yeah, I did manage to win ultimately, and misinput. But yeah, so that was that. Not really too much else interesting to say, although I do want to briefly mention the double set I had at my last tournament. Because that was my best tournament run ever. I made it to losers round 3, which, for like a kind of lower level player like me, is really impressive. Like, that just makes me, like, making it to round 3 is kind of cool. Because that was like the first time I ever made it past round 2, so I was pretty happy about that. So I said, I think I mentioned this earlier, I was paired with a player named PSI Freeze. And he played Lucas. So we had a Ness, not Ness, we had Shulk and Lucas. I usually use Shulk in doubles because I feel like my Ness is usually kind of reckless. I used him one time in doubles at my second tournament, and at one point we were fighting, I think it was Blazing Pasta actually, it was for our first set, and at one point we, both of us, PK fired my opponent basically at the same time, and that's when I kind of realized, like, maybe I'm not good at using Ness in doubles, so at this point I usually just stick with Shulk whenever I play dubs, but beside the point. So yeah, we had Lucas Shulk, which is one of the most interesting doubles teams ever. It's made it even more interesting because there's like no. I think I might be the only Shulk player at that venue. I'm pretty sure I'm the only Shulk player, and I feel like there is one other Lucas player outside of Freeze. There might not be, or maybe there's like a secondary, but I don't know. But yeah, it's a really interesting doubles team that you never see, especially at a place like that where it's like you see a lot of like double cloud or stuff like that. There's a lot of like double cloud. I feel like, yeah, you just usually see cloud on a doubles team. So it's kind of a bit more interesting to see two very underplayed characters just kind of like lumped together on a team like that. It must have been very surreal, especially because we were the first match on stream. We were the first match of the tournament that was on stream. So our first set, which we did take 2-0, was pretty hype. We took that on stream, and it must have been really weird because like, and it's funny too because one of the people we were fighting was a Cloud player. He played Cloud, but the other person played Greninja. So Shulk, Lucas, and Greninja on stream at the same time. Like when and how? It's just such a weird thing. I'll link the match right now if you guys want to go see it. Obviously, I was a Shulk player. Don't think I really need to mention that though. Yeah, it was an alright set. I could have played a little bit better, but I mean, I did about as well as like you would have expected me to do. It's funny, like here, especially like right now, I'm doing pretty poorly against this Amiibo, but like at home, like I've realized at my house, I always do so much worse than I do on like at actual like a tournament. Like I do so much better there than I do here. And I wouldn't say that the set that got on stream was exactly my best set ever. I feel like that probably would go to my set with. I mean, I'm only probably saying this because first of all, I know they're better players, like way better players than me that I actually managed to beat. And because they got taken to Game 3, which those are the only two sets I've ever had that were on Game 3, so they were pretty hype. But, yeah, I feel like either my set with Mini Boss or my set with Sync, who was the Sonic player, because I don't believe I mentioned his name. I feel like those are probably my best two sets, but, I mean, the one I had was still pretty awesome. Like I said, I did get a 2-0, so it does make me look pretty good. But, yeah, if you want to, like I said, if you want to go watch that, it'll be linked on screen right now. You know, feel free to go check that out. It's just funny, because like I said, there's like no Shulk players, and the commentators were both like, they barely know anything about Shulk. Like at one point, the commentator, because I'd killed Cloud at one point with my up B, and the commentators were like, oh, well, Shulk just got Cloud with the up B. What's it even called? And they were just trying to like remember what the name was, and they couldn't remember what the name was. It was like really fun. It's like, well, yeah, okay, I guess my character is that obscure. And the entire time, just like, it's Air Slash. Guys, it's Air Slash. Air Slash. But yeah, that's just from someone who knows a lot about this character. Alright, so that's that set. I think at this point I'm about done talking about my tournament stuff. That'll probably be later the title of this video. Yeah, wait, what level is he at now? 32. Kind of iffy about doing a third match, but you know what? I think I do want to kind of get him leveled up quickly, because I feel like the later levels do come a lot slower. So yeah, we'll go to we'll do a third game here. All right, so just go. Yes, go here. Why not? Go Mega Mushroom King Rio. So. Yes, let's talk a bit about Best Doggo, because usually I do like to talk about the Amiibo themselves in the series. It's just this time I've been kind of sidetracked with talking about Duck Hunt because, you know, I'm like the only Duck Hunt player, like, ever. That's, obviously that's a major exaggeration, but like no one plays this character, so it's like, yeah, okay, you know, what can you say about him? Like, how much do you really know him? I know my stuff. And then also this episode I got sidetracked talking about tournament stuff because the tournament, I had this, my third tournament the other day, as of recording this anyway, and it's still kind of like fresh in my mind, and that was like probably the best of the tournaments I've gone to. It's kind of hard to say, because the first tournament I went to was an Arcadian, and there were these, like college kids there, and after we were all knocked out of bracket, because we all got knocked out pretty quick. We just kind of like went and got like, smoothies and stuff. It was, yeah, it was pretty fun. It was nice to have like people there to talk to. It was kind of like, it was because that was my first tournament ever, so I was kind of like a bit nervous, obviously, but yeah, it was nice. But then at this most recent one, I did like my best by far. it kind of feels like I'm starting to like prove myself a little bit. Like I always feel bad because when I do doubles with someone, I always feel like I'm just not doing that well, and I always feel like I screw them up a lot. But it was nice to be able to get far enough to the point. Like obviously we could have gone. I feel like we definitely could have gone farther if I had played a bit better. But because Freeze was, as you can probably imagine, he was definitely the better of the two of us. And if you go watch the set, it becomes especially apparent if you go watch our set. Like he carried the team in a lot of ways. I mean, obviously I still did a lot. Like I still got quite a few kills and such, but he was clearly the better player of the two of us. So beside the point though. But yeah, you know, I just felt like I did really well at that tournament, so I've been kind of like happy about that. But yeah, so anyway, best Doggo. He does seem to be getting, he's clearly getting a lot better. I mean, I was down to like 6 stocks last match, which isn't that much overall, but compared to last video when he would only be able to take a stock off me a match, and one of those stocks was like an SD that happened at the beginning of the match, so it's like, he really barely even took a stock. Like, he probably could have, he probably would have taken a stock anyway, but still. Yeah, he's doing a lot better though. He's kind of having a much easier time like tying up the matches. I feel like one thing he's still not doing properly, I don't feel like he's necessarily using can properly, but he's kind of like how Homer was, really. He's using his melee options incredibly well, and now it's just a matter of him beginning to use his projectile options really well. And once that starts happening, I mean, he'll start being a much better Amiibo, you know what I mean? I don't know why I had to add you know what I mean there, but I'm sure you know what I mean. Okay, I know the feel. Fast falling an aerial and then just kind of getting KO, that always sucks. But yeah, so far I'd say he's been doing okay. He's actually doing a lot better in this video than I expected him to. But obviously, you know, I still know myself with this character, so you know. It's gonna be a bit tricky for him, but at the very least, I can say, like, I mean, this isn't me like praising Best Dog. It's more like, in my defense, like I definitely feel like I'm doing a lot better against him than I am against Slamendorf. Oh, that was a disastrous Amiibo training series. I did terrible because Ganon. I suck with Ganon. Well, it's hard to really suck with Ganon because of how he's so easy to play. But like, and I mean, if it's like a Ganon Ditto, because it's a Ditto, you know, it's all up to skill really. But like, I did so bad against him. I consistently lost matches. And it was like, yeah, pretty sucky. Like I said, I just don't have a lot of experience with the character. Whereas with Duck Hunt and Ness, and even kind of Pac-Man in a lot of ways, like Pac-Man's apparently one of my most played characters. And the reason I know this especially right now is because I plan on doing a this is why I probably come out tomorrow once this is uploaded. I want to do a I've noticed recently some people are doing a most underplayed character video. So I plan on doing that, so I checked who mine is already. I'm not going to say who it is, and I told myself I wasn't going to play any matches with her, just to make the video more genuine, but I already know who it is. I guess I already spoiled it, it was a her. And I'm not too excited about it, but not for the reasons you think. sounds like a shitty headline, but yeah, really, it's not for the reasons you think, trust me. This is not clickbait. Yeah, so that's... So yeah, I'm going to be doing that. I'll probably go up tomorrow for Random Thursday. Most underplayed characters. I mean, yeah, it's going to be pretty fun. The other 2 characters I've seen, I saw Amiibo Royale play it, and he had DDD. And someone else had... I feel like it was another female character. I totally forget who it was, though, and who was the person in the video. Yeah, I can't even remember who it was in the video now that was, who like made the video, but yeah, that was fun. But that kind of made me want to like play the that like game myself. It seemed like a pretty fun, you know, way to experiment, some experience with a new character. That was a really dumb can to get hit by. Yeah, I figured, you know, why not? Try it out. It's gonna be fun. He still attacks better than I do. It's sad. Alright though, so that should be the stock, because, you know, Duck Hunt's forward smash. Assuming it doesn't whiff, it's really strong. The problem is that it just whiffs all the time. So it's very risky in a lot of ways. Not even really risky, but like the large amount of startup and the fact that it can whiff so easily does make it a like kind of hit or miss in a lot of ways. Maybe that's a strange way of putting it, but it really can, like, it can be like like game changing for you, like it can turn the tide of a game around for you, or it can do nothing. I wouldn't say, unless obviously, assuming you hit someone with it in the first place, I would never say it puts you in a disadvantageous situation. But it never puts you in a good situation if it whiffs, obviously, because what I've noticed is, and that was a nice spike, but yes, he's. But yeah, it's like, I'm trying to think what I was trying to say here. Because I kind of feel like it's almost like a Jigglypuff down smash, right? I feel like it does usually slide players a little bit if it happens to whiff. So that usually does give you some space between, there's a good space between you and your opponent, which is nice. Especially for Doggo, who's, a zoning character who doesn't always do the best up miss inputs. Oh, jeez. The second time I've done that this video. Side B instead of up B. I think I've only done that, like, I don't even think I've only used Doggo twice in bracket. And, I don't think I've ever done that, because, I've only played 3 matches with this character. An actual bracket match, whatever. Yeah. So far, the best dog has been doing alright, I suppose. Just back to what I was saying in the beginning of the match. He's doing alright. I just got a ways to go, but, him using a can and such, but, he's just getting started. I mean, like I said, his melee options have been really, really good. Like, his use of fair and just arrows in general have been pretty spot on, so I gotta give him credit there. Your dodging skills could use a little bit of work, buddy, but... And also, don't do that against Doggo because he can down throw forward smash you if you don't air dodge. Oh, really, it's if you don't jump out of it. If you jump out of it, that's when you... If you jump out of it, you go for fair. If you think someone's going to jump out of it, you usually go for fair. And if they're going to air dodge it or try to attack you out of it, then you would go for F smash. And really, I only do it like 0 or to like 10%, like a really low percents. Just down throw, like, I'll occasionally go for F smash, just if I think it's gonna work against certain... Third time in the video, and you keep taunting me because you're an asshole. They should change the official name of Amiibo to assholes, because, that just sounds like a 5th grade level insult. And that might be generous. Yeah, that's generous. It's like 3rd grade level insults right there. Just slightly more vulgar. Can't speak. And this is the only video I'm recording today, so I really shouldn't be having this much trouble speaking. Oh my god, I'm forgetting words. But yeah, I don't think most 3rd graders curse. By the time you're in like 4th or 5th grade, that's when instant swearing most likely will settle in. Okay, I hate to embarrass him like this, but I have a really funny story, because obviously, at this point, most kids are going to know a lot about, like, sex stuff by, like, 5th grade, right? So we had this one kid in our class, it was, like, super innocent, for, like, the longest period of time. He, like, basically just didn't know anything, so he always kind of, like, joked about that place. He was the youngest, boy in our class, so we kind of, like, just kept that stuff from him. We're like, kid, you're too young. So, yeah, so that's what happened. So, at one point, we were just at a recess one day, and we were just, like, standing by, like, a light post, and he was, like, he started rubbing his wrist. It's not even, he started rubbing his wrist, and it was like, Jake, you have a big boner, and I'm like, what? And he was like, yeah, this is what a boner is, right? And he was, like, rubbing his wrist, like, the part where his hand and his arm connects. And I was like, I keep saying his name. It's like, kid, it's not what a boner is. And he was like, well, what is it? And I don't remember if I explained it to him there, or it was another moment of like, you're too young, you'll get it when you're older, but... No, I think me and another friend did explain it to him there, and he was like completely traumatized. And ever since, we've always like made fun of him for that. Because it's like, how could he not? And that's not even close to what a boner is. It was one of the best moments in my grade school and middle school days. It's one of the best moments I've had with that class. But yeah, that's enough rambling for this video. So if you enjoyed, maybe leave a like, maybe even subscribe to see the rest of this series. We still got a bit of a ways to go with Best Doggo. So yeah, Anyway, maybe you guys enjoyed this, and I hope to see you again in the future. Bye.